This availability will not be issued. We just launched. Across the country, we have 4,000 dealers. These type of products are required basically where the doctors are practicing. It's not with every retailers. So I think 2 zone already is a good number of doctors available. So maybe another 10 to 15 days freely available. It's not an issue.
And any side effects?
There's no side effect. When you see the number of doctors, we done a survey because this is the one specialty which is not like, it's not like a pediatric or physicians. There's some of physicians are doing this practice, some surgeons are doing this, some of vascular surgeons also. So total in the country there are 2,400 doctors who treat this diabetic foot ulcer, because we collect this data from the doctor who treat diabetes. When the patient come with the food, where they recommend. So we will definitely in the first phase goes to all the doctors to promote this product, and later on we'll expand and we'll create the noise how to save food. So we want that to go to a common man, and I think this press conference will definitely help, because patient as on today is not aware about that, because they know if there's a diabetic foot ulcer, they know somebody who lost the foot 2 years back, they will also go with this, but this will really save a foot, and we'll work on that. Thank you.
As per the international standards, is cleaning the wound twice with saline water, removing the necrotic tissue around the wound if there is any, and then bandaging the wound in a moist environment. This is all that is done as standard of care. More importantly, the doctors prescribe that the blood glucose levels have to be controlled very strictly. Otherwise, the already existing diabetic foot ulcer worsens very, very rapidly. So the idea is control the blood sugar and do this bandaging twice, as just I mentioned.
So, like, how many days this?
This you have to continue doing. This standard of care you have to keep doing, because the wound doesn't heal. That is the problem. So that is just wound management, so that it doesn't get to amputation stage. With the drug Diulcus, the idea is to completely heal the wound, so that it doesn't, the question of worsening and leading to amputation does not arise.
So is there antibiotic topicals don't work here?
No. So there are, diabetic foot ulcers, when they happen, they are not infected. But as the wound remains open because it is not getting closed, it's prone to infection. When it gets infected, then the all the anti-infectives etc. are used, but they don't heal the wound. See, the whole idea is if you keep the wound open, it will always be open to infection. Idea is to heal the wound, and this drug is expected to do that.
And at what stage it leads to gangrene, sir?
Infected wound which is not treated ultimately leads to gangrene.
See, what I was addressing about that is that you have to address the circulation, because it's basically neuropathy where sensation is gone, protective sensation. The patient doesn't realize that he is injuring himself. So there is a sensory component of the neuropathy. There is a motor component of the neuropathy. So the foot gets also deformed. So there's sort of this. So this creates a pressure at certain points in the foot, and that is the point where the most ulcers will take place on that. So you have to relieve that pressure. Proper foot care also is becoming very, very important part of that. So pressure offloading becomes very important, and so gangrene occurs because there is no circulation. So dead tissue is called as gangrene. So when that part is and it at the circulation is compromised, then it is infected, and that creates a great problem, and that is responsible for the amputation of these persons. So preventing this is very important. So like he mentioned, most of the local treatment, you take care of the wound. There are local antiseptics are there. You have to clean the wound daily. Twice daily dressing is required. So all this is very, very cumbersome. So it adds a lot of burden on the patient and relatives as well as on the healthcare system. So it's very important that prevention is, that is why given much more emphasis there. So you inspect the peripheral pulsation, see how much there is circulation there. Like you check pulse in the hand, you can also check your downward pulses. You can do ultrasound and see how much is the circulation compromised. As I was mentioning, that we also have another drug which is being marketed by IPCA in another division called as silostazole, which comes with the brand name Zilast, and that drug addresses the peripheral circulation as well. So it is important that we address the not just topical therapy is going to help. You may require even serious antibiotics and hospital admission to treat diabetic foot infection. Often, because you just seeing the sight of the foot, will frighten you that this is the type of complication which takes place. It's a very deadly complication, diabetic foot disease, and so whole emphasis on prevention and then comprehensive management. Manage glucose, blood glucose very well. Manage the circulation to the extent you can, and if required, the vascular surgeons are also called in to help in those who have very severely compromised vascular functions. And a neuropathy part also you need to manage. So this is all comprehensive management, not just local management is very important to understand. So
that question will be answered by Mr. Ghui, but before that I just want to add one point, that post amputation the mortality rate is 40%. 5-year mortality after amputation is 40%. So you understand what is the level of risk that is involved in getting the foot amputated, right? So idea is that with the application of this drug, we do not let the diabetic foot ulcer reach the amputation level at all, because the wound gets closed.
Why this mortality is high? Because the person has peripheral artery disease, also is likely to have coronary artery disease. Okay, so this is where this takes place.
Sir, if somebody has got the gangrene, then also this is going to help us help them out?
No, at the gangrene level, you have to address that with the vascular surgeons and everything. So at the only ulcer level, well, it is going to.
And what stage?
See, it should be meant for initial stages where there is no deep ulcer, there is no infection. So if infection is there, then infection should be treated first, and then this should be applied. So it is very, very important. One of the important precautions is that don't apply when the foot is infected. So first treat the infection, and once the infection has recovered, then only you apply this product at the site.
So let's go with the evidence available in clinical phase 3, right? In phase 3, we have done the studies up to 12 weeks. Within 12 weeks, 60% of the ulcers got completely closed. So we would like to believe that within 12-week period, almost any patient who has to get a benefit would get. But then there is a second data that after 12 weeks, for further 12 weeks if we observed, and additional 12% patients got completely healed. So basically I would say that between 12 to 24 weeks is the period where almost anybody who has to get a benefit out of the drug would get it. V-Life also. So V-Life got merged into Novalite Pharma. So V-Life was first founded by me in 2002. Then I founded Novalite Pharma in 2008. V-Life got merged into Novalite Pharma. So thank you very much for remembering V-Life.
It's a real life.
It's real life.
10 gram is 1365 rupees, and it's depend upon the size of the wound that what is going to consume. So if you see the cost overall, it is not very costly as compared to what are the others. But I cannot compare with like betadine and all. So that's not the right comparison. That's the, and it's very easy. We are thinking future when patient can, if a patient come from a small place, get on the first dressing, later on can locally they can do this. Because these type of patient transportation is very difficult.
Now please understand that this is a patented drug, right? This is a prescription drug. So it is not freely exportable. This kind of drug has to get regulatory approval in every country where it has to be sold, right? So at this point in time, we are in the process of developing it also for US, Europe and other regulated markets. So once those regulatory approvals are available, then this drug will be available in those countries also. Till then, India where we have already got the approval. Thank you.
वो क्या रीजन है सर? और 100% में 99% लोगों को डायबिटीज आज की तारीख में बताया जा रहा है, तो सर इसका क्या रीजन है? और 100% डायबिटीज ही हो ही रहा है सबको.
And it was first it came in 1980s when I was working in Nair Hospital. At that time, this came in the journal that Indians who are there in UK and US or European countries and the US, as compared to Caucasians, their doctors found that Indians are more prone to diabetes. So it's a combination of genetically prone plus lifestyle. So lifestyle uncovers the diabetes. and they found that Indians were less obese than the Europeans. Indians were non-smokers more compared to the Europeans, but still Indians were getting heart disease early and diabetes also early in that in the NRI population. And they found that the obesity of the Indians is centered around the tummy. So it is called a central obesity. So the worrying part is that at that time when, say 25, 30 years ago, a cardiologist used to see just 2-3 patients of diabetes in his OPD. Now he's saying every second, third patient is diabetic. So this has led to the emergence of a new specialty, cardiodiabetology.
So promote to create an awareness about this disease.
Yeah. But thank you to you for making something, putting India on the world map, because everybody recognizes how health and wellness is now something very relevant to the world at large. And today, internationally, people are looking at India, and you bringing something like this to the table.
Thank you.
Would hopefully.
Thank you. This whole purpose is that let everyone aware about that there's a need. So we go to a doctor, promote that, creating awareness for others. Thank you.